Stop scrolling. Your spare change could be hiding a treasure. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating old pennies you can find, the 1945 Lincoln Wheat penny. You might think a penny is just worth 1 cent, but some 1945 pennies have actually sold for more than $20,000 at auction. And if a rare variety or error is involved, the value can spike even higher, potentially to life-changing money. In this video, you'll discover the true history behind the 1945 wheat penny. What makes this coin special and mysterious. Which era varieties bring big prices. How to identify rare coins yourself. Real auction sales and record prices. And how you can check your coins today, so stick with us. One of these pennies might just be worth far more than you ever expected. The Lincoln Wheat penny was first issued in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, and it became the first regular U.S. coin to depict an actual person. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the wheat reverse stayed in use until 1958. In 1945, World War II was ending, but its effects on coin production were still felt. Earlier in the war, the U.S. Mint used zinc-coated steel for pennies, notably in 1943, but by 1945 production had largely returned to traditional bronze, 95% copper, 5% tin, and zinc. That combination of wartime history and rounded design gives 1945 pennies a strong historical appeal among collectors. The U.S. Mint produced 1945 pennies at 3 facilities: Philadelphia, no mint mark; the most plentiful variety, Denver, D mint mark; San Francisco, S mint mark. Each variety can have different value ranges based on condition and rarity. So why do collectors care about a coin worth only 1 cent? Even though over 1.4 billion 1945 pennies were made combined, most were heavily circulated, scratched, worn, and often tossed aside. Finding one in mint state condition today is rare. Pennies from 1944 to 1945 were struck using metal derived from recycled World War II shell casings, making their metal composition historically significant. Collectors love older coins that connect to major historical events, and 1945 fits perfectly. A snapshot of America at the end of a global war. While most 1945 pennies are ordinary, some rare error coins, like double dies and wrong planchet strikes, can greatly inflate value. Let's be honest, most 1945 pennies each spent in pocket change are worth very little. But the value skyrockets as condition improves and rarities are found. Typical values for everyday coins: circulated, worn 5 cents, $0.30. About uncirculated, 40 cents, $0.80. These figures reflect common grades where billions of these coins were used. Coins that never circulated and show original mint luster are much more valuable. MS-60, MS-63, $1, $5. MS-64, MS-66, $5, $75 plus. MS-67, rare $300 to $6,500 plus, especially in red, RD. Here's where it gets exciting. Pushpin 1945, no mint mark road. MS-67 plus, sold for $20,400 at Heritage Auctions in 2022. One of the highest documented sale prices for a 1945 penny. Pushpin MS-67 Plus and MS-68 examples routinely bring hundreds to thousands of dollars, depending on luster and eye appeal. Pushpin errors like off-center or cud strikes also bring premiums, hundreds or more. Note: rumors of million-dollar 1945 pennies are likely confused with other wheat penny rarities, such as the famous 1943 bronze cents that have sold for 6 figures. But not for 1945. That if many 1945 pennies were made, why are some so valuable? While billions were minted, most were used heavily. Mint state, MS-65 plus. Survivors are rare because coins were meant to circulate. Finding a truly uncirculated red penny from 1945 is uncommon. Pennies are graded not just by condition, but by color. White medium star RD, red, retains original copper luster. Most valuable white medium star RB, red-brown. Partially toned white medium star BN, brown. Fully toned, and usually less valuable, a red MS-67 coin is far more sought after than a brown MS-67 coin. While 1945 isn't known for the very highest error coins in the wheat penny series, various mistakes, off-center strikes, cut errors, create collectible versions, and some fetch hundreds at auction here are the main error types and varieties collectors look for. This occurs when the die imprints the obverse design twice slightly misaligned. These can be valuable if significant doubling is present, often in date or lettering. Coins that were not perfectly aligned during striking show portions of the design, missing a 15 to 30% off-center 1945 coin can bring hundreds at auction in high grade. A cut occurs where a piece of the die breaks off, creating a raised blob on the coin's surface. 1945 pennies with large, clear-cut errors have sold for hundreds. Rare but extremely valuable when a coin is struck on a planchet mint for another denomination or foreign coin. collectors might pay significant premiums if verified. Broad strikes, no collar, and clip planchets are less dramatic, but still collectible and worth more than face. Here's how to inspect your penny before assuming it's just another cent. No mark equals Philadelphia D equals Denver's equals San Francisco Mint mark can affect value. Red RD coins command the highest value, followed by RB and then BN. Look for doubling on date or letters raised blobs. CUD, off-center design unusual surfaces. These could indicate errors. Most pennies weigh about 3.11 g. Unusual weight may indicate wrong planchet or error. High-value coins are typically graded by PCGS or NGC. Certification can dramatically increase market value. Real documented sales, not rumors, show how far values can go. Small blue diamond 1945, no mint mark road MS 67 plus, $20,400 at Heritage Auctions, 2022. Small blue diamond MS 67 plus coins often sell in the thousands range if in exceptional condition. Small blue diamond error varieties like off-center strikes and cut errors have sold for hundreds of dollars. Small blue diamond San Francisco 1945 coins in high grades have also fetched over $2,000 plus. Pushpin million-dollar claims are most often linked to other rare Lincoln pennies, like rare 1943 bronze cents, rather than standard 1945 pennies. Most 1945 Lincoln wheat pennies are still fairly common and worth a bit more than face value, especially in circulated condition. But if you find one that is, you could be looking at hundreds or even thousands of dollars in value. The secret is knowing what to look for. Grab your magnifier, check the color, inspect the edges, and compare to online grade guides, because hidden treasures still exist in old change and forgotten collectios. What if I told you that a simple 2004 Wisconsin quarter, a coin you may have spent at a vending machine or found deep in a drawer, could secretly be worth hundreds, thousands, or more? Most people think it's just a 25-cent coin. But what some collectors know is far more exciting. A rare variety of the 2004 D Wisconsin quarter, with an extra leaf on the corn stalk, has sold at auction for $6,000 and continues to be one of the most famous modern state quarter rarities ever discovered. Some versions have sold for thousands of dollars, while even common uncirculated examples can fetch premiums if graded by PCGS or NG. In this video, I'll take you through Rocket, the true history of the coin Rocket, what makes this quarter special, and Mysterious Rocket, the error and variety coins worth money Rocket, how to identify the rare versions yourself Rocket, actual auction sales and record prices. Most importantly, how you might have one waiting in your pocket change. Stay until the end, because you'll want to check every coin you own after the from 1999 to 2008. The U.S. Mint released a series of quarters to celebrate all 50 states. Each design honors a unique aspect of a state's history, culture, or identity. The 2004 Wisconsin State Quarter was the 30th design released in this series. The 2004 Wisconsin Quarter officially entered circulation on October 25, 2004. Obverse, front heavy checkmark features a profile of George Washington. Like all modern quarters, heavy checkmark, Liberty, heavy checkmark. In God We Trust, heavy checkmark, year 2004. Reverse, back heavy checkmark, a Holstein cow's head. Representing Wisconsin's dairy industry, heavy checkmark, a wheel of cheese, nodding to Wisconsin's famous cheese heritage, heavy checkmark, an ear of corn with husk, symbolizing agriculture, heavy checkmark. Wisconsin, 1848, and the state motto, Forward. This design celebrates Wisconsin's nickname, America's Dairyland. The 2004 Wisconsin quarter was minted in two primary facilities, Philadelphia, P, Denver, D. Proof versions were made in San Francisco, S, for collectors. The most valuable versions, including the famous extra leaf varieties, come exclusively from the Denver Mint. At first glance, the 2004 Wisconsin quarter seems ordinary. Billions were struck. But a rare variety turned what was once common into a collector's treasure. Most 2004 Wisconsin quarters, especially regular strikes from Philadelphia or Denver, are worth face value or only modestly more in high grades. But the story gets exciting when we talk about varieties, errors, and mysterious mint oddities. In late 2004, collectors discovered some Wisconsin quarters with an extra leaf on the corn stalk, a feature not part of the original design. This variety became wildly popular and has a documented history of strong auction prices. The extra leaf Wisconsin quarter is mysterious for several reasons. The extra leaf was never official. Experts debate whether it came from accidental die damage or deliberate alteration. The U.S. Mint has never formally explained its origin. There are two versions of the extra leaf: heavy checkmark, extra leaf high, leaf pointing upward, heavy checkmark, extra leaf low, leaf pointing downward. These small differences require close examination to spot. Unlike modern mint errors that are usually caught before release, some quarters with the extra leaf escaped into circulation, meaning everyday collectors could have one without realizing it. Estimates suggest only a few thousand of the extra leaf varieties exist. They were never officially documented by the mint, so the population remains partly mysterious. Now let's break down the true market values, from most coins to the rarest. Most 2004 Wisconsin quarters, especially those without any special variety, are worth $0.25, 50 cents. Normal worn coins, $1, $5. Uncirculated mid-grade. Even mid-grade MS63. MS64 coins from NGC or PCGS usually trade for only modest premiums. Coins graded by NGC or PCGS with strong luster and know where can be much more valuable. MS65, $10, $1.50 plus MS66, $50, $1.50 MS67, $150 to $900 plus, depending on grading company and IAPL. NGC price guide for standard Denver coins. NGC coin. These are the coins everyone talks about. Extra leaf high variety circulated. $50, $1.50 plus uncirculated. $90, $2.75 plus certified. Up to $1, $200 in top grades. NGC coin. Extra leaf low variety circulated. $50, $100 plus uncirculated. $100, $300 plus certified top grades. Up to $1, $200 plus. NGC coin. The most famous auction results for these varieties include Small Blue Diamond Low Leaf, MS67, sold $6,000 at Heritage Auctions, 2020. Pioneer Worldwide. Small Blue Diamond High Leaf, MS66, sold $2,530, 2006. Pioneer Worldwide. Small Blue Diamond Graded Straight Denver Quarter, no variety. Up to around $699 at auction. Fox 9 Minneapolis St. Paul. Small Blue Diamond Records Standard Philly Coin. Around $1,495, no variety. Fox 9 Minneapolis St. Paul. These prices show how dramatic a rarity premium can be compared to ordinary coins. While the most famous variety is the extra leaf, other error types can also be valuable. Coin struck off-center, where the design is only partially visible, can be worth $50, $500 plus. Depending on severity and date visibility, these errors occur when a planchet shifts before striking. If a coin is struck without a collar, it can spread outward. Values, $75, $300 plus. Based on how dramatic the spread is when a coin is struck twice in slightly different positions. Can fetch hundreds to thousands for dramatic examples. Raised lines or blobs from cracked dies can add value. Typically tens to hundreds, depending on prominence. Each of these error coins must be examined carefully. Sometimes errors that look dramatic are just damage from circulation. Professional grading helps confirm true mint errors. Here's your step-by-step treasure hunter checklist. Laughing face equals Denver. Most extra leaf errors come from here. P equals Philadelphia. No known extra leaf variety from this mint. S equals San Francisco proof. Collector's value proofs 2. NGC coin. The extra leaf appears on the heavy checkmark left side of the ear of corn. Heavy checkmark extra leaf high. Leaf pointing upward. Heavy checkmark extra leaf low. Leaf pointing downward. Coin value checker. Use a magnifying glass or phone macro to inspect the detail. Coins with strong original luster, no scratches, and sharp detail are more valuable, especially in MS66, MS67 range. To truly unlock high values, hundreds to thousands, submit the coin to Heavy Checkmark PCGS. Heavy Checkmark NGC certification confirms authenticity of varieties and assigns an official grade. Let's look at some documented record sales. Moneybag $6,000 at Heritage, January 2020, one of the highest verified prices for this variety. Pioneer Worldwide. Moneybag $2,530 at Heritage, July 2006, an early landmark sale. Pioneer Worldwide. Moneybag top auction price near $699 in collector sales. Fox 9 Minneapolis St. Paul. Moneybag up to $1,495 for an outstanding, full specification example. Fox 9 Minneapolis St. Paul. These show how dramatically prices rise when a coin is either rare condition or rare variety. Most 2004 Wisconsin quarters are still worth 25 cents in everyday circulation, but rare error and variety coins tell a different story. You might be holding hundreds or even thousands of dollars in your hand, because even modern coins from the 2000s can hide rare gems worth big money.